Hey folks, it's Gabe, Security.org, and today I'm checking out an ecobee product. Now it's been a long time. I think the last thing I did was an ecobee smart thermostat. So I'm excited to be looking back into ecobee, especially as they've expanded their offerings. And that's why today I'm looking at the ecobee smart camera. Now I will admit that as an Apple nerd, I'm particularly into the fact that you can use this with HomeKit. You know, Apple HomeKit never gets as much as the other two big smart assistants in the game. So let's go ahead and dive in to see how this camera operates. So what I like about this, well, it has awesome night vision. It has actual 1080p resolution, auto pan and zoom, a nice 180-degree field of view, so you're gonna always catch that action. And as I mentioned in today's intro, it is Apple HomeKit compatible. Now, you guys know I have an affinity for Apple in some ways, and they just don't really do it when it comes to the security realm. They don't have a ton available in terms of compatibility, but the ecobee smart camera is one of those cameras that does work with it. And I can go ahead and say right now, it works awesome. I was really excited, didn't have any problems, which I typically do when I'm setting up Apple HomeKit devices. And finally, it's pretty affordable for the quality that you're getting. So if you're looking at a different type of camera, something that's going to work on your Apple HomeKit, this might be the device for you if you're looking for an indoor home security camera. Now, what do I didn't like? Nothing too wild, honestly. Nothing, I was upset about. It is interesting that it doesn't work with the second biggest of the smart assistants, Google, because it's always nice to be able to watch stuff on your Google Nest Hub or Google Nest Hub Max. And I love, testing things out in that way. And that's something you can't do with the ecobee. But of course, I do like that Apple HomeKit. So I want you to know, if you're a person who's really invested in the Google Home security system, I am, but I'm also invested in all of them. This will be something you may want to stay away from. All right, now ecobee smart camera is a camera, so we got to talk about that. We're talking about a 5 megapixel sensor, 1080p, capturing video at 30 FPS. Now it's got LEDs, it's got everything one would want to see what's happening. It has that ability to kind of just see what's going on. It's going to automatically focus in on whatever's most important in that shot. That's really important when you're using it for things like looking at your dogs. It's probably one of the best proto baby monitors out there in terms of, I don't have to get a specific baby monitor. This would function as a baby monitor whenever I end up having an actual baby. Now, just because it's nighttime or just because it's indoor, doesn't mean I don't want to see what's happening. And this has 3 high-powered infrared LEDs to help me see. So actually, go ahead and check out this night vision. You'll see that I can walk up. You can see my numbers. I think I'm doing this into the camera. You're going to be able to see really well exactly what's taking place. So that was really impressive for an indoor camera. That doesn't always happen. Wait, hold on. I know we're deep into our look at ecobee smart camera. Remember, if you want to go and get a more nuanced, comprehensive look at this camera, you can check all that out over at Security.org. We have a full ecobee brand page. You're going to be able to learn about not just the smart camera, but also the other security elements that they've put out into the world, which we hope to, of course, give you a full video about at some point. But anyway, this is a brief digression. Let's dive back into the review. Now with ecobee, you can get something called the ecobee Smart Security Plan. Now, ecobee Smart Security Plan is useful. It's going to give you a little bit extra when it comes to your devices. For example, I have geofencing. And what that means is basically if I go outside of a certain zone with my phone, it's going to say, hey, do you want to arm your system? Is that something you want to be thinking about? Which is really useful. And it's funny because I had to bike around Manhattan yesterday. Your boy is actually thinking about getting the eye surgery in anticipation of the apocalypse. That's another conversation we can have. But I spent a long time at the doctor's office, but I remember as soon as I got far enough from my house, it said, hey, do you want to turn everything on? My brother was at my house at the time, so it didn't matter. I didn't turn anything on, but it was good to know that it reminded me of that with geofencing. Additionally, if you have the smart plan, there's 2 versions. There's a $5 a month and the $10 a month. Now, if you just have one camera, you might decide just to go with the $10 a month or $5 a month because you just have the camera. You want to be able to save all your footage. You're going to get 30 days of storage. That's really what's important, I think, when people are talking about any kind of smart plan. It's like, how much video storage am I going to get? How long can I go back and view my videos? I always forget to record and save and download the important video. But of course, it's really easy to do once you decide to go for it. Of course, you're going to get motion detection alerts, things of that nature that are important when it comes to having a camera. So if you don't have the full system in place, this will give you some level of protection, or at least knowledge. So as a quick aside, this is the ecobee smart camera. So if you think about the fact that it has motion tracking, so it's tracking across the room, it has the ability to work with Apple HomeKit, the fact that it has geofencing and other cool integrations, you're like, hey man, this actually is a smart camera. This is actually doing a lot, and it's under $100. I mean, it's a lot built into this device. So seriously a fan of that. Now let's just go in and I'm going to show you what it looks like on my mobile app, so for the ecobee mobile application. And I also would like to show you briefly what it looks like in Apple HomeKit. I've cleaned out my HomeKit, reattaching a lot of devices, and you can see first how it looks with ecobee because Apple, is doing these updates now. So here we are in the ecobee mobile application. Now you'll see it says puppy room. That's what I named it. You can see what's happening in that room. Actually, what is happening in this room? This is a live view, by the way. Now, if I wanted to record this live view right in this moment, I could just hit that record button. And now I'm recording. You can see 1, 2, 3, really straightforward, really easy. I can talk to anyone I'd want to in that room. And I even have the ability to take a snapshot. Now, what's great is I can go in and I can zoom with my fingers and whatever I like. I can pan, so I can pan in one direction or another. And I can, of course, go to a full view by tapping on the upper right-hand corner. Now, I really am a big fan of this. And let's just go and check out what it's like to look at the history. Now, I just did a manual recording, done some manual recordings, to get some night vision shots, things of that nature. Boom, there's my history. There everything is. I'm going to be able to check it out. Really good, really easy. Big fan. Let's dive into the settings. So top in the upper right-hand corner. Now, I'm connected to HomeKit. You got various detection settings. So I've turned off motion detection because people are always walking through my living room. I always have guests. I have siblings in the neighborhood. I've got friends I've known since I was 13, 5, 6. Yeah, in Brooklyn. Even though I'm from New York, I roll deep in the city. Tennessee is strong all day, every day. We've got person detection right here. And you even have some advanced stuff like smart focus, what we talked about, which is that ability for it to automatically pan and zoom to keep motion and people in view. That's really impressive for a device that doesn't cost that much. I mean, really linking up. Now, we can go ahead and we can link Amazon below. I'm not saying the second part of the name because everyone yells at me when I say it in my videos. So I'm not going to do that. Got device settings, in terms of how I want them to be functioning. Right now it says a security camera. I can change it to a baby monitor, which is just going to monitor infants and small children. Might be using this for a little horror movie I want to shoot this summer, with some baby monitoring elements to it. Don't worry, no babies will be harmed in the making of my little horror film. But overall, really excited about the capabilities of this device. Probably more excited than I've been in a while for a camera, even though it's pretty basic. So now I want to go ahead and show you what it's like when I dive a little bit deeper into those motion settings. So I've talked about smart focus. I can even go into motion sensitivity. I have it at medium, and I can make an activity zone. So this is useful because, for example, I may not want to get everything in any specific space. Like maybe I don't want someone just coming to the door. So if I edit this, I can go and say, all right, this part, not necessary. Now I don't get anyone necessarily going to that window, and voila. That is specifically what is going to be ignored. It even tells you here, edit the motion detection zone to focus on a specific area. It will ignore, it will ignore the space around it. Voila, I'm ready to go. But this isn't enough, right? You want to see it in Apple HomeKit. So let's go into Home, and here you are. I can turn more cameras on if I want. I have various stuff happening. I can go directly into Puppy Room, and I can talk through here. I can do live. It's just overall a really useful element is that if I don't want to be an ecobee, I can do a lot directly through the HomeKit app. So there's my look at the ecobee's mobile application and at ecobee in the Apple HomeKit mobile application. Now, let's go ahead and wrap up our look at ecobee Smart Camera. Now, Is it the perfect camera? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Is it great for me? Yes. It has everything I want from a camera in terms of the real petty stuff, which is like, the ability to function with HomeKit. I mean, I feel like I've done all this investment in Apple. I want to get something out of it. Additionally, it works with Amazon. It gives you crisp 1080p, motion tracking, great night vision, and it just looks pretty good. I honestly, maybe I'm alone in this. I'm finding it to look better than a lot of the other cameras out there in the market, and that's just how I feel about the ecobee. Some people may find it atrocious. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So overall, getting everything I want, sub $100, really easy to set up. Boom, bada bing, bada boom, we're ready to go when it comes to ecobee Smart Camera. All right, so that's my look at the ecobee Smart Camera. Hope you appreciate today's review. Please, if you like today's video, give us a like, drop us a comment, tell me something I should do differently, anything, just let us know. We want to get something going here when it comes to feedback. So at the end of the day, my name is Gabe. This is Security.org. Be secure.